Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. And in this video, as you can already see, next to my head, we're going to be going over the XXL 2018 freshman Cyphers that just got released this past week and rank them from the worst performance to what, in my opinion, was the best performance. And you guys can leave your own ranking down there in the description box if you so choose to. I just want to shout out our sponsor in this video, the good people over at The Ridge, who make these nifty little minimalist wallets that are pretty neato. Been rocking mine for a while now. Loving the hell out of it. You can hit up the link down there in the description box to get one for yourself and use promo code FANTANO for 10% off. All right. Let's go to the first one, in my opinion, the worst one, number 9, Trippie Redd. Now, some of you might be saying, hey, Anthony, Trippie Redd didn't actually perform in the Cyphers, and that's absolutely true. He did not. He didn't. I guess let this be a lesson that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. His excuse was essentially that the beat was trash. The beat was bad. I mean, in at least 70% of the XXL freshman Cyphers, the beat is bad. You know, it doesn't really matter. You know, the Denzel Curry, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, so on and so forth, Cypher from a while back, the beat on that wasn't that good. That was a bad beat. But there's actually an infamous Kodak line out of that track where he's making fun of the beat. But it's still an amazing Cypher. It's still got 91 million views. Like, it's still an incredible moment. So, I mean, even if the beat is trash, like, I don't know. Got to kind of show up for these things. So, excuse me. Wow. I'm allergic to people not showing up to the XXL freshman Cypher, apparently. At number 8, Blockboy JB. Without the heavy studio editing and kind of cleaning things up, and without the extra addition of ad-libs, unfortunately, Blockboy is really underwhelming as a performer and only slightly less awkward than he was in his freestyle. The Pump Smoke Perp Blockboy Cypher was a pretty smart pairing because they kind of ad-libbed for one another and tried to support one another as best they could, but easily it's the most awkward Cypher of the three. Like, as is, it just kind of reads like a much dank video, especially with like the weird cuts of the dance moves and everything, which in the moment sounded fun, but the way that it was put together, it just seemed like really disconnected and awkward. Moving on from there, at number 7, Lil Pump. You know, here's the thing. It's on the lower tier of the Cypher performances for me, but Lil Pump here is actually better than Lil Pump was in the freestyle. I would generally say the Cypher performances are more enjoyable than the freestyles were. I don't know what it was, if it was just kind of like an energy thing, a vibe thing. You had an instrumental there for some of these guys who didn't do so well without an instrumental. So again, generally Cyphers better than the freestyles. So even to put Lil Pump here, I guess at least he's not last place. And still, you know, I found his performance here to be funny, kind of charismatic. There were just moments when he was kind of laughing at his own jokes and just seeming a little out of place. And I don't know, you know, Lil Pump, it seems like a lot of the magic from Pump just comes in the studio, doesn't so much come in person. And maybe we'll leave it at that. And I'm sure he's probably more entertaining live than he is in this setting too. So, yeah. All right, moving on from there, Wi-Fi's Funeral. Unfortunately, I thought he would have placed higher on this thing, but I actually found his performance to be a little sleepy, for lack of a better word. Yeah, I didn't even find him to be as lyrical as he could have been, potentially. The flow was okay. Just kind of seemed pretty average, you know, not really all that standout. I think he has a better baseline of talent and better fundamentals than everybody who was under him here, and even some of the people who passed him out here, but I just thought the execution was so just all right that he just didn't really place all that high. I mean, there were a few bars in his freestyle here and there that I thought were kind of cold, like that bar about the safety being off and that sort of thing. But overall, it was just all right. I thought more people here brought some more memorable quotables and better energy, including Smoke Perp, who is in the middle of this list. Yeah, I thought that there were some good lines on this one. I thought that line about being lost in the sauce was pretty funny. The line about showing up with a gun because he causes trouble, so on and so forth. He starts shit. Was pretty funny. And I thought overall, like, he just sounded really mean. He just sounded really aggressive. Easily, he was the standout of the Perp, JB, and Pump Cypher. All right, YBN Namir, placed at number 4. The one thing with him that kind of felt underwhelming to me was just some of his flow and breath control felt a little awkward, felt a little off. But outside of that, like, he had some, like, pretty cold bars. On top of that, he had I thought, a good energy, and he definitely had better mic etiquette than some of the people below him on this list too, who a lot of the time were literally just mumbling into the microphone, and you couldn't even really tell what the fuck they were saying some of the time. YBN definitely had his shit together a little bit more than some of the people did who took part in these freestyle performances. I'll say that much. So shout out to him. At number 3, Stefflon Don pulls out another sort of top 3 spot in these lists. She killed it, man. She had some of the nastiest, most aggressive lyricism on the entire thing. She had an incredibly aggressive and really charismatic and very confident presentation and aura about her that I felt like some of the other rappers on this thing lacked. Including the next one, honestly. Like, she sounded more confident than pretty much the entire field here for the most part. Again, I'm just looking forward to hearing more music from her because she's easily one of the deadliest performers out of this whole batch. And, you know, she's definitely one of the artists that XXL has put on in a while that I think actually has like quite a bit of standout potential beyond, you know, what's going on here. Because going into this, she's easily one of the least established of the bunch, but she has come through with some of the best performances of all of them. And I hope she gets some more crossover attention as a result of that. All right, moving on from there, Ski Mask. I thought the decision to sort of pull the beat out from under him was a little odd. I get where it's come from. I get the reference. I understand why. But still, given his flow and given the performance, I think it would have just sounded better with the instrumental. All that being said, I thought his performance here was much better than it was in the freestyles. His flow and his lyricism was, of course, very nutty. His delivery very animated. I thought, in a way, he was maybe a tad bit more reserved than I would have wanted or expected him to be. But Ski Mask, he just kind of is and continues to be a total package of sorts. You know, he has that extra helping of personality. He has an eccentric and a unique one-of-a-kind style. He has lyricism. He has flow. He has a very, very, very sharp sense of humor. Yeah, you know, there's just not really too much negative I can say about this other than that, you know, the decision to pull the beat I don't think was the best, but still, dude killed it. Dude killed it. And at number 1, again, 2 number 1 spots for him, it's Jid. Yeah, I mean, lyrically, he was the most interesting. Flow-wise, he had the most switch-ups and interesting technical bits. And from the start and to the end of his performance, he was just like firing on all cylinders. Yeah, I don't know. It's just amazing to sort of see him coming through with, I guess, one of the smaller brands out of the bunch here and really just killing it in terms of quality, performance, everything. Sure, the meme potential of Jid is probably super low, but the artistry quotient of what he's bringing to the table is incredibly high. And across the ciphers and the freestyles, like, he just really kind of cleaned house. He swept the floor with everybody else. So shout out to him. And those are my rankings for the XXL 2018 Freshman Cyphers. And that's it. All right, you guys are the best. Again, Ridge Wallet Link down there in the description box, along with you know, all the ciphers and that sort of thing if you want to check them out. Love you, love you, love you. I'll see you in the next video. Anthony Fantano, forever.